curse. We got room for the wicked, the cruel, and the worst. If you lie, if you cheat, if your soul's made of bile, you're bound for the fangs and the venom in style. Oh, one-way ticket to Snake Island. Oh, better conscience, less cowards and gaslighters. Go. No anchor, no lifeboat, no tearful goodbyes. Trust his and company, cold-blooded skies. Best as your friend.
Now, I don't care what name you go by, but if you touch little children, you're out of the club and you go to Snake Island. A male bus driver who goes by Miss Sharon has been charged with abusing multiple young boys. A North Carolina school bus teacher who called himself Miss Sharon has been charged with assaulting several boys whom he lured to his house. Snake Island, no clothes, steak clothing. You're going to have to go in holding a ribeye. Letuan Darrell Tate, a 48-year-old male who is known just as Sharon, was arrested Tuesday and charged with 2 counts of SA and 6 counts of indecent liberties with a minor, according to Charlotte Mecklenburg Police. Now, he's accused of assaulting at least 4 boys between the ages of 15 and 14 years old, but officials say that there could be plenty more victims. The children were found to be staying at his home. One of them claimed that Tate offered him money in return for the activities that he was perpetrating on these children. An arrest affidavit obtained by WCNC read, now Tate drove school buses for the Sugar Creek charter schools in Charlotte, but was suspended during the investigation, then fired on September 30th. None of the alleged crimes occurred on school property or while Tate was driving the school children. Now, Tate is listed as 5'7" and 210 pounds and was sent to the McLennan County Jail, where he's being held on a $1 million bond. Now, his family insists that he's innocent of the charges, but neighbors said they felt disturbed by the allegations. It's pretty disturbing. It's so close to home, and you're just shocked. Neighbor Tony Sanders told WCNC, to me, it's a shame. 14, 15 years old, they can be so impressionable at that age, and to think that someone would take advantage of that is very alarming. Yes, Snake Island with tartar sauce, with snake bait. Here's another one. Another day, it's actually a man this time, but I don't care if you're a man, a woman, or a furry. If you touch children, no go. A high school music teacher has been charged with SA on a teen student. A married music teacher has been accused of SAing a 16-year-old girl multiple times while she was in high school in New Jersey. William Arnold, the director of theater and vocal music at Pennonoc Township High in Wayne, New Jersey, faces multiple charges after he was accused of SAing a student. Now, an investigation was launched by the police and Morris County Prosecutor's Office based on allegations of, inappropriate behavior reported by another teacher. Now, the 53-year-old married father of 3 allegedly began SAing the girl over the last year. On December 29th, Arnold was charged with first-degree aggravated SA, fourth-degree criminal SA, and second-degree accounts of SA, endangering the welfare of a child, and official misconduct. Now, the teacher allegedly assaulted the girl when she was aged just 15 to 16. Now, the school's superintendent, Michael Portas, said in a letter to the community at large, "Please be assured we're taking every step possible to protect your children, our staff, and the school community. If needed, our guidance counselors are available to all students and families." The district is working with the police investigation, and Arnold has been placed on administrative leave, according to school administrators. Now, Arnold is currently incarcerated at the Morris County Correctional Facility. Before his arrest, the New Jerseyan had just co-directed a musical rendition of The Wedding Singer, which included a mixed cast of adults and high school alums. Arnold is also the 18th school staff member since 2024 to be accused of, SA or gross sexual misconduct. Now, the predators were a mix of teachers, coaches, and school staff who have committed various crimes. A theater teacher in Virginia was convicted of secretly recording his students and a nanny. In 2021, Raphael Swalchky was sentenced to 4 years and 2 months after his live-in nanny told the police she found a camera in the air vent of her room. Now, police launched an investigation and uncovered 30 recording devices and CP, child grossness. Again, we like to make fun of the Catholic Church, but the school system is where we really need to be starting to look. Again, 18th since 2024. 18 people that should know better, but didn't. Figure yourself out, public school system, or the parents will. I don't know where to put this. What the hell? This woman has crazy eyes. Don't. Stained red as if they were possibly used, a firefighter dumps 75 tampons in her ex-boyfriend's yard because she was mad he was dating someone else. Totally normal, as you do, as one does. And are we shocked that this comes from Florida? No, Florida Whoa Man is just as dangerous as Florida Man. A Florida firefighter finds herself under the fire since she allegedly dumped 75 red-stained tampons on her ex-boyfriend's front lawn. Now, Gabrielle Franz, a firefighter with Orange County Fire Rescue, stands accused of 2 counts of misdemeanor stalking. According to a probable cause arrest affidavit, the new girlfriend flagged down deputies with the Volusia County Sheriff's Office about the incident, which allegedly occurred shortly after 10 p.m. on September 29th at their home in D-Land. Now, the girlfriend and the homeowner were dating and had lived together after he and Franz broke up. They came outside September 30th and found tampons which were stained as if they were possibly used. They reviewed the footage from the night before, which showed a dark-colored pickup truck driving past slowly. Now, the affidavit appeared that the truck was waiting for traffic to clear, and a woman who was sitting in the back of the truck hopped out and is seen throwing the tampons onto the yard. When asked who they thought would commit such an act, both of them said they believed it was Gabrielle, who was demonstrating she was unhappy with her former boyfriend dating someone else. She'd already posted social media messages voicing her displeasure and was talking badly about them and the fact that they were now together. Way to leave breadcrumbs, chick. Now, Gabrielle also has a similar pickup truck to the one seen on the video and carries dog kennels that were apparently covered during the alleged crime. The license plate reader also showed the truck was in the area at the time. Investigators went on to Gabriella's home to speak with her, and at first she denied knowing where her boyfriend lived, or her ex. But then, once confronted with evidence to the contrary, she allegedly changed her tune and claimed it was not her idea. She went on to say that her mother and aunt, who live outside the state, came to visit and they hatched the plan. So you're all stupid. You're all congenitally stupid with dumbness. She alleged that the trio bought a bunch of tampons, painted them red to make them look like they had been used, and then drove to her ex's house and dumped the tampons. Cops conclude that her alleged action demonstrates a course of conduct with the sole purpose to harass the victim, which serves no legitimate purpose. So they arrested her and transported her to the county jail in Volusia, where she has since bonded out. Her lawyer filed a motion to dismiss, claiming there's not enough evidence in the charging affidavit that a crime was committed. Now, she has been placed on paid leave from Orange County Fire and Rescue as officials investigate. I don't foresee her being a firefighter for much longer, but that's just me. I mean, this is levels of cray-cray, and your mother and your aunt decided to do this, and you were like, uphold and keep my job or do something really stupid. Bon voyage on the unemployment line, my dearest. Good luck. What? Also, more crazy eyes. A wife poisoned her husband's wine with antifreeze as a payback. No. No. A woman in Connecticut locked in a custody battle with her estranged husband is accused of poisoning his wine and iced tea with a chemical used in antifreeze. Kristen Hogan, 33, is charged with 2 counts of attempted murder and 1 count of interfering with an officer in connection to her alleged attempt to mix ethylene glycol with wine belonging to her estranged husband, whose name was redacted from the documents. Now, the victim was initially hospitalized after falling ill on August 10th after drinking a bottle of wine he'd opened 5 days prior and kept in the refrigerator. Wine, he says, that Hogan had accessed while he wasn't in the home. Now, the husband told investigators he believed Hogan poisoned the wine on August 7th, a day he was supposed to meet her at a court hearing, but she never appeared. Now, the victim told police that while he was at court, he received an alert on his phone that Hogan's cell phone was uploading data to his Wi-Fi router. Now, Hogan, with whom the victim shares a child, has full unrestricted access to the home, the man told police. Now, on August 10th, the victim drank a small amount of the wine, and by the middle of the night, he had woken up multiple times to become increasingly ill. By 6 a.m. the next day, he was vomiting, called his mother, who arrived and found her son slurring his words, staggering, and vomiting. The mother rushed him to the hospital, where doctors initially believed he was having a stroke. That initial diagnosis was tossed after doctors reportedly believed he was exhibiting signs of ethylene glycol poisoning, which is the ingredient in liquids such as antifreeze. Now, the victim immediately pointed the finger at Hogan, who he said was the last person other than him in the residence to drink wine prior to him drinking the wine. When confronted by police, she initially denied any wrongdoing, but she had searched for potassium cyanide, potassium ferricide, citrate cyanide, potassium lithocyanate, monoethylene glycol were all conducted on her cell phone. You're an idiot. And searches for how the substance would kill you were also present. She initially claimed she was confused about chemicals and then stated she recognized the word cyanide from a television show, Psych. The defendant did acknowledge to buying a bottle of monoethylene glycol in late July, insisting she was using a specific chemical to clean carpet at her mom's house. Sure, Jan. Now, Hogan did eventually admit to mixing poisonous liquids into her estranged husband's wines. Hogan stated she did not know how much ethylene glycol she'd put into his drink, but stated it was not much, but she poured it in. An investigating officer asked how much of the wine was in the bottle, and she said it was mostly full. Hogan described the wine as the color red and confessed to bringing the ethylene glycol and dumping an unknown amount into the wine bottle. Now, the wine bottle did ultimately test positive for ethylene glycol, so did a bottle of iced tea, which police say Hogan poisoned on a different date from when she spiked the wine. Notably, the child Hogan and the victim share was hospitalized in September for symptoms similar to what his father had after he drank the poisoned wine. When police asked Hogan if he could have, ingested any of the ethylene glycol she was trying to kill her, estranged husband with, she was like, no. Sure, Jan. Now, the victim said that Hogan's motive for poisoning him was the fact that she would become the full owner of the residence and would gain full custody of their child. Hogan, for her part, allegedly told the police that she never wanted to kill his husband, but wanted him to get sick as a payback for him being mentally abused.